Good morning, guys. So I will try to preview Nifty every day. Okay, so I'm starting with today, and let's go on to the daily. Okay, so on the daily, we actually see that Nifty has rallied at least more than 75% of the COVID fall, and that shows extreme strength in the market. But well, we do not have any particular reason why this is happening, but we are pretty sure that a lot of retail traders have actually started entering the market now. Okay, so unlike every other fall where retailers used to stay away from the market, this time the dip has actually given them the opportunity to enter the markets and invest into it. So that's probably the reason why there is a rally. So let's go on to hourly and check what's happening. Okay, so now we are seeing that Nifty is in a bull run, and the rally is actually pretty strong. We are actually seeing this breakout right now, and I'm actually expecting this breakout to last longer, and it's going to continue. So what I'm going to expect is what my plan of engagement will be is I want Nifty to actually pull back into the zone so that I can have a low risk trade. Once the Nifty enters the zone, I would look for some sign of bullishness here, and that will actually give me the opportunity to actually enter long on the market. Okay, so that's one thing. And if Nifty drops below the zone, then I will actually continue to look for some kind of bullish trend afterwards when Nifty starts making new highs again. Higher highs and higher lows again. It's just conventional trend. Okay, I want Nifty to do something like this so that I get some confirmation that Nifty is actually continuing to rally again. So yeah, that's the thing. Now this is one thing. If we go on to Bank Nifty, then we have a similar situation. Okay, but unlike Nifty, Bank Nifty is actually not covering that much of the COVID fall. Nifty has actually covered at least 75% of the move, while Bank Nifty is struggling to cover even 50% of the move. So what does this tell us? This tells us that people do not have a lot of faith in the banks at the moment, because the economy was shut down for a long time and they know that the banks have taken a hit. So in order to get the money back for the banks, it's going to take a long time and banks will not be profitable. So that's why the money is not flowing into the banks. Okay, so that's one thing. So on the daily, we actually have a small breakout here after a very large consolidation. We have had tests of these highs thrice, and what I am expecting though is this pattern to continue. Cannot say if it's going to be today, but I do think that today is the day that actually decides the breakout here, because every time there has been a breakout of the high, we have seen a sell-off and then breakout and then a sell-off. Every time the high is tested, we have had a sell-off. Okay, so if that is the case, if that is the pattern that's happening here, okay, so today should be the day where the sell-off actually starts. Okay, so I will be looking at that, and keeping that in mind, if I see any sign of bearishness, then I will try to act on it, and I will try to take the short towards the intraday positions and close down by the end of the day, but I will not be holding it as the general trend idea is bullish. Okay, so what I'm expecting is probably a small gap up, or not a big gap up. Gap up will actually indicate bullishness again for me. So what I want is a small gap up and a move towards the downside. So once that happens, I will probably look for a pullback towards some kind of supply zone somewhere here. and I will like to short it. The thing is, even if the Nifty goes above the opening high and it actually fails at that moment, I will continue to look to short it, because any failure at the highs again will actually tell me that Nifty is going to break towards the downside, breaking the lows, and then continue towards the downside. So that's something. We have weird price actions every day here, so there is a lot of indecision happening in the market, so we have to keep that in mind, and we shouldn't actually stay with our bias for too long. We have to be open minded to actually absorb any kind of new market information that you actually get, because at the moment the Nifty and the Bank Nifty can turn any which way it wants, and you might actually get stuck in a very bad sell-off or a bad rally, staying short in a bad rally, so that can happen. So you have to be self-aware, and you have to be sharp to actually notice any kind of changes in the price action, okay, so that you don't get carried away with your cognitive biases, because that's something this market is actually excuse me doing with the investors. All right, so this is my idea for intraday, and for Nifty intraday I do not have much of a plan of action. What I'm expecting though is the day to go in a range, and today being the expiry, I actually think it might be a range, but I'm expecting the Nifty to actually play bullish range more than a bearish range. So if I say bullish range, it doesn't mean channel. I only mean that I will be taking long at supports, but I will not be shorting at resistances, okay. So I see a much higher probability in trading towards the long side than towards the short side, so that's one thing. And I do not generally correlate Nifty and Bank Nifty in a very tight way, because sometimes Bank Nifty might move a lot further or be a lot weaker than Nifty, so I will try to play them individually, and I will try to watch them. I will try to take them separately, and I will not co-depend them on each other, okay, so when I'm trading. So that's one thing, okay. And the other thing is, I also trade gold, and okay, so let me just look at gold here. What's happening on gold is that's a huge rally that has happened, and obviously people think gold is now one of the best places to actually park their money, so there's a lot of buying happening on gold. So what I'm expecting now is gold to continue to stay in a range. So what we have is 4 or 5 overlapping days, and that is going to continue within this range, okay. So until I see a very strong breakout of this range, I think I will be playing the range. And on gold, even though it's actually bullish in general, I will play both the sides on intraday basis, where I will sell at early resistances, mainly, you can see the common points here, at this point, at this zone, and at this zone I will actually try to buy or sell here, okay. So that's something that I generally do. I play both the sides on commodities, because it's much easier to understand the price action, as there is continuous flow of chart on the commodities, and what the crowd on the commodities, the liquidity comes from across the world, and that means that if there is some indecision, then the indecision is going to continue in a strong way. So if it's in a range, then the instrument will stay in a range for a longer period. If it's in a bullish environment, then it will stay in a bullish environment for a longer period of time. So that's the idea behind price action, okay. So I'm going to look for any weaknesses, something that actually traps traders like this, or like this here. And I'm not talking about pin bar, or I'm not talking about bearish engulfing, bullish engulfing. I'm just talking about traps, okay. So you have to recognize traps like these, and then take the opportunity to enter into the market. And I will only be playing intraday on this because for me that's an easier option at the moment, as the price is bouncing back and forth between resistance and support. Even though if it breaks away from any of these zones, I will be playing using these zones until I actually find a new zone to actually or new levels to play with. Okay, so that's about it. And I will be looking to, if there's a break in support, then I will be looking to use this. If there's a break in resistance, then I'll be looking to use this. Okay, so these are the very valid turning points for me. So this is a bigger range, and I will continue to play these two as a range after that. Okay, so that's the idea behind it. I do not actually have an intraday idea for gold because I would like to keep an open mind, because even gold is slightly indecisive right now. So any which way it might break out or break down, I would like to be ready, and I would not like to be stuck in a position or with an idea of a bias and then keep fighting the market. So that's the philosophy behind this. Keeping the open mind. Okay, so that's about it. We will see how the trading session goes. Okay, so see you guys. Good luck everybody.